this is pediatric psychologist Dr. Lynn Kenny. It has been my honor to receive emails and phone calls and Zoom requests from educators, leadership, teachers, clinicians, all around the world the last few weeks. It's been such a complicated time. And in May, we were due in 6 more cities. And of course, we were scheduled to stay home. So some of the teachers with whom I worked said, will you record your training? So what we did was we took everything from the 2-day training and the 1-day training and tried to make a very simple, straightforward, information-packed 6-hour webinar. And we have 50 videos now in the webinar. We have classroom videos from our wonderful student ambassadors. We're providing you with 8 pre-publication manuals that are going to be in our CogniMoves book, which is scheduled for 2021. And I just wanted to show you a little bit. If you take this masterclass, what you're going to learn are coaching strategies and cognitive physical activities that you can do with your students pre-K to 6th grade in anywhere from 30 seconds to 30 minutes. So as an example on this image, you'll see CogniTap, and CogniTap is there are desk moves and our toe tapping moves that engage what we call SAM, self-regulation, self-control, attention, and memory. The entire 6 hours is split into 14 sections with things like the Ready to Learn brain and the precursors to learning and behavior. We talk about the importance of subcortical structures. We go through, oh my gosh, I don't know how many executive functions, at least 8 in very, very a good degree of detail. We talk with you about these cognitive domains, that is, how to improve self-control, what to say, what to do. We've got an entire section on engaging children on the conversation about what is attention and what gets in the way of your paying attention and when do you know you're drifting and how can you help yourself reselect the target of your attention. Most importantly, and I think what differentiates our developmentally oriented programming is that we talk about the importance of what we call the precursors to learning. There are foundational things that precede learning and behavior, and I do believe in America we're not talking about them enough. We have to have children who have really solid executive functions, self-regulation. If we can improve their motor tempo, rhythm, and timing, we can improve their math, their reading, and their social interactions. We talk a little bit, of course, about the impact of trauma and poverty on the brain, and we go through a bunch of research. So I try to intersperse the research into the talk so that you have a really good sense of the why behind what you're doing, and then we provide you with lots of, I think there's over 190 pages of printables so that you can actually do the programs. So this is our movables. Some of the foundational movements, let's clap, let's pat and stomp. You might have seen on our YouTube channel some of these activities, or if you've been to any of our trainings. We really integrate a lot of the applied neuroscience research that says, that gross motor coordinated bilateral physical activity is really beneficial for attention, processing speed, focus, and memory. We talk about the benefits of classroom physical activity, of course. We teach you musical thinking, which is one of our books, and we provide you lots of handouts in that regard. Our little moniker is SAM. We teach this stuff directly to the children, and in the program, in the masterclass, you're going to actually get lessons, cognitive executive function lessons that you can use with your own students. You will hear us say over and over again, executive functions are cognitive skills, and cognitive skills can be learned. This is one of our energy management activities. We've got lots of downloads of activities. Anchor Mountain, the paths most traveled, building neuronal connections, my memory window. I give you all of the beats and measures handouts so that you can help the children make their own coordinative patterned movements that will be published in the book CogniMoves. We talk about applied neuroscience and why it's so important to have children learn the felt sense of slowing down. We provide you with Calm Me Downs, which are movement cards we use with our preschoolers. And then we've got, of course, some calm me down activities. I think there's about 3 pages of those. And don't forget the pause, because pause helps the children learn how to inhibit. So these are just some of the pages from the manuals that you'll receive. We talk about Meludia and Activate. I talk with you about many, many resources that are outside of our work. There's so many wonderful people to know about. We spend a little while, I would say half an hour, talking about dyslexia. I work in an intensive dyslexia intervention clinic, and we talk, 1 in 5 children has dyslexia and most go unidentified. So it's very, very important to know how to identify these children. And then you get the Spotlight manual, which again is unpublished, but it's our original cognitive visual movement language. We do a little bit of rhythm ball, we do a little bit of cognibags, we do think ups, which are our wonderful proprioceptive heavy work movements that you can calm a child down in about under 30 seconds. And then we talk about schedules for your learning. So if you feel this will be helpful to you in your distance learning, if you're going to need to drop in executive function lessons or self-regulation lessons or cognitive motor movement activities in order to help your students develop an alert state of calm and move them to a place where they can learn and they can pay attention and they are motivated in their work, then I think that the masterclass will be super beneficial to you. Of course, we have school districts contacting us all over. We're providing very deep discounts, of course, for our Title I schools and our high need schools. This literature needs to get out. There are over 100 studies on how to help children learn better, and they're known in science, but they're not well known in education. So I hope that's a really great beginning for you. If you have questions, you can just email me, lynn@lynnkenny.com. I really hope you'll work with me in order to improve the trajectory of children's learning this year.